Hello.
Welcome.
We're back together after, what, 7 months?
It's been a little while, hasn't it?
It has been a while. But today we're over at Manor Park Classics. Yeah, somewhere there. And we're going to talk about the Saabs, of which you've seen on the channel before.
Yeah, so this Saab has featured a few times, hasn't it? And I think Saab, back in the day, were probably that slightly left field choice. So maybe if you were like an architect or an engineer, that you might choose a Saab. But the problem is that Saab went bust in 2012. So after your Saab company car came to an end, what could you choose?
It's an interesting choice, isn't it? So normally you're a businessman. You could be a doctor, a surgeon, but mainly architects. But yeah, your Saab 95, 93 or whatever is going back. There's no more Saabs. What do you buy? Well, we think we have the answer.
If you're into your polar necks and your thin rim specs, it's probably going to be a Tesla.
Model S. And there's plenty of room for your artist drawings, diagrams, sketches.
Big, like, board things
Big
that you've
things.
drawn a building on.
Paperwork.
And shoved it lengthways into the frunk.
Yes, those. Let's flip this camera.
So we can see the swoopy lines of the Tesla. Obviously a very aerodynamic design, and I think design forward is one of the things that both Saab and Tesla have in common. I've always thought that the Tesla is kind of a modern day rival for some of things like a 9000 or a 95. But what I tell you what a Saab doesn't have, Saab does not have a frunk. Can we look in your frunk, James?
Do you want to see my frunk?
I'd love to see in your frunk.
So the beauty is, with this sort of car, if you're an architect, you need to carry stuff. You have got two trunks, your trunk and your frunk, and this being the single rear-wheel drive, if you like, not a dual, you can fit a spare wheel in.
Ideal.
You've got a load of storage at the back,
where you can store, network cables and all sorts.
if you're in IT. So obviously, as a professional in the computing industry, I chose a Tesla.
Absolutely right.
But we're doing fronts. Let's look at trunks.
Well, let's look at trunks. Go on. Let's see in your boot, James. Oh, look at you with your fancy electronic boot. More computer-based hardware.
Yes.
and
And a paddling pool.
And a paddling pool. But look, good size. And I think that one of the things this is, it's quite a nice accessible size, isn't it, into the boot? So you'd certainly be able to put any of your easels and sorts back.
I tell you what, Alex, you could even put your kids in there, because you can get jump seats. There is a 7-seater version.
Or like an old Mercedes or an old Volvo.
Exactly.
Well,
so if you
fair play
hate
to
your
Tesla.
kids and you want to have a rear-end crash, pop them in.
I didn't realise that. Well, that's what a feature that is. And of course, you've got your poppy outdoor handles. They've just popped in.
Let's pop them out. There you go.
There we go. Your poppy outdoor handles, soon to be outlawed.
I've just had one fixed.
Just had one fixed. Was it this one?
No.
Oh, I can't break it. I don't know. Wizardry. But plenty of room in the back there. It gets definitely get two people comfortably. But actually, it doesn't look too bad for width. You might get three across there without too much issue.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then, of course, you've got your. I don't want to break this thing. And then you've got, of course, your massive, huge TV for
Netflix.
concentrating hard whilst you're driving. And very beige. I don't think I've ever seen a Tesla with beige before.
I don't think I had a choice of colour, really.
If you had a choice of colour, you've made the right one. If you're an architect.
Oh, absolutely.
Or an IT professional.
There you go.
If the cap fits. So, this one then is single motor.
It's a single motor, 85 kilowatt hour battery.
And what sort of range do you get? That's the all-important question.
So they say charge it to 80%. So I get 180 miles to that. So if I do 100%, which you can do occasionally, I get about 210 miles.
Fair play.
It has degraded over 11 years.
But then, to be fair, any petrol or diesel car would do the same, wouldn't it? It would degrade some of the ability to go quite as well or quite as far as it ever did.
But the new Teslas now, they don't have leather seats, they have pleather.
Vegan leather?
Oh, yeah.
Vegan leather.
For the vegans. This one has a sliding panoramic roof.
Oh.
The new ones are fixed.
Oh, I do like a sliding roof.
It's got full self-drive, which is terrifying. You'll have to have a go at that.
I think I'll pass.
Heated seats, of course. Cruise control.
Very nice. Very nice. It's cool.
Spotify.
It's not quite as cool as a Mitsubishi Galant.
10,000 miles from new.
10,000 miles from new. Your Tesla's done more than that.
Oh gosh, yeah, 200,000. I'm back in the Saab. It's a familiar place to be. Let's start this tractor up. And we're going to follow Alex in the Tesla. Looks quite nice, that Tesla. We have a right brake light failure.
Well, here I am in a Tesla. This is going to be my first Tesla driving experience, and I'm kind of slightly intrigued, really, to see what I think of it. So we'll have a little look. We've got to drive. I've got 30 miles of range left, which isn't very much. I need to get to Flint supercharging stations, so we're going to see how that goes. So wish me luck.
So last time I drove this, I think I had the roof down. Today it's a very different experience. It's February and it's raining and it's about to go dark, but it's very pleasant with the hood up. It's like a familiar friend that I've driven before. I do like it, and it's quick enough.
Welcome to really terrible steering wheel cam whilst I give you a bit of a driving impression of the Tesla. So the Tesla, what's it like to drive? Well, the Tesla is really quite decent to drive. I can actually understand now, perhaps for the first time, why they're relatively popular. First of all, I like the way the driving position is. I think it's good and low down. It feels like you're in a car, not an SUV. That's a real positive for me. Also, you know, you can feel it's got good road handling, good road presence. It sits kind of fairly squat on the road, but it's also quite wide. So there's, you know, it's got that going for it. I think that's a positive thing. And then the other part with the Tesla is how well packaged it is, and you can see sitting in here that it is a really well packaged thing. Having said that, I don't particularly like how the screen is really dominant in the cabin. That's not my preference necessarily, to have this huge screen. Find it a little bit distracting, perhaps. That it could be quite distracting if you're looking for songs on Spotify or artists on Spotify, etc. Could be a little bit distracting. But do you know what? It sits nicely on the motorway, on the dual carriageway. It'll sit nicely around the A roads. It goes around roundabouts well. It's kind of quite comfortable in that sense. What I would say though is that having had 31 miles when we started, I'm down to 9 miles of range now, which is getting a little bit concerning. I hope James was right when he said, yeah, it's got plenty left to get to Flint superchargers. Range anxiety. Thankfully, it's not my car.
Well, viewers, Alex has just called me. He's down to 6 miles of electricity, so we're not going to make the nearest supercharger. So we're going to have to make an emergency stop, and hopefully he doesn't stop. Wish us luck. Pray for Alex. What the hell does he listen to? Bloody teachers. Well, last I checked, Alex was a good few years younger than me, and he's listening to Katherine Jenkins, whoever she may be, and Radio 2. Wow, he's old before his time. Here he is, he's made it. And if you want to know what Mr. Barnes listens to, if he teaches you, he listens to this nonsense. Well, he knows to reverse it in, which is good. Let's see if we can get some electricity in the car, because it currently has none. What do you reckon? Was he driving it like he stole it?
Well, we made it to the charger, just with 1 mile remaining. Just the 1 mile. But we've made it to an Osprey charger. Now, this is the thing with electric cars. It's not as bad as people say in terms of finding a charger. I knew this charger was here, so a case of just dropping in and plugging it in, it's really not a bother. But actually, it's going to be James's problem as to how long it takes to charge now, not mine. But we'd have never made it to the free Tesla supercharger. That's the only problem. But anyway, we're here, and the Tesla was good. I enjoyed it. So it was a good car to drive.
Look, YouTuber at work, wittering away. I hate electric cars. I'm sticking with a Saab. Saab should never have gone bust.
Yeah, that's 1 mile remaining. And the battery is too low. Charge immediately to ensure our vehicle will start, remain responsive and to avoid potential battery repair. And James doesn't need any of that. He's just paying loads of money on this.
So the most educated man here, let's see if he knows where's the charge point. Shall I give him a hint?
Hey!
There we go.
Right, so you have to put your little special Tesla pod.
Well, I tell you what, plug the doodah. No. Well, yeah, if you want to do it that way, you can.
And then that's Katherine Jenkins, we don't want that one. This is CCS, we want that one.
Let's see if you can insert it into the G-spot. There you go.
It's not my first time inserting. And we're...
So, you're a Saab driver.
You find us at the charging station.
Yeah. So, would you, as a Saab driver, go for a Tesla?
Yeah, I was actually genuinely quite impressed with the Tesla, to be fair. It was
Until
quite
you
nice.
ran out of electric.
Until I ran out of electric, it was going really well. No, it's nice. It feels sturdy, it feels really well made. But the thing that swings it for me, James, is that the seats in the Saab are just much more comfortable.
Do you know what? I had your heated seat on.
Oh,
lovely.
Yes. I have to admit, I think that would just swing it for me to keep the Saab. Although I'm not keeping the Saab, as we all know, but I'm not getting a Tesla either.
You're not.
We'll leave that for a future video.
We will. We won't spoil that one. We have to talk about your Katherine Jenkins CD.
Ah, yeah, that came with the car.
Are you sure?
100%.
Because I was going, bloody teachers, this is what they listen to.
This came with the car, and I've always got the kind of rule that says I will always keep the CD that is in the car, because I don't ever listen to CDs anymore.
Viewers, do we believe him?
Absolutely.
Not for a minute.
Leave this face.
No, he's a liar. Anyway, thank you for watching. The obvious choice after Saab's demise was a Tesla.
I think it's a solid choice.
Yeah, they've gone Tesla.
It's
But
a solid choice.
thank you for watching. You'll see us again in another 7 months, maybe.
Together. Before that.
And, do consider subscribing, comment. We like your comments.
We do like the comments. Please do comment. We enjoy responding to those.
And it's quite cold. And see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.